Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm super excited to do another shootout video between this Epiphone Les Paul Custom from 2003 against my old friend, the Westcreek Underdog, that I did a review on against the mighty PRS a few months ago. I'll leave a link in the description for that prior video where we went into a lot of depth on the build quality and sound of this guitar. But today we're going to do the same for this Epiphone from 2003. Now these are often called MIK or Made in Korea guitars and are highly sought after. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to run through some clean and dirty patches using a Tonex setup. I'm running through the back end of a Mesa Boogie with EO34 tubes into a couple of 2x12 cabinets loaded with Celestians, and also using a direct input signal to get a blend of several different sources for audio. All right, now that we're into the build quality, you can see the Westcreek on the left, Epiphone on the right. They're both 22 fret scale guitars. Here are the specs for the two guitars. You can see the materials are pretty similar. Only differences really being the frets, one being stainless steel, the other nickel silver. And the bridge pickups are definitely hotter on the Westcreek versus the Epiphone. Also, the pickup type is different, of course, on the Westcreek. Now, looking at the Epiphone, we can see the lovely headwork, inlay work for the headstock. By the way, this is purchased from Dr. T's Tone Factory in Ramona, California. They do a free setup as part of their sale, which is really nice. It includes a 66-point inspection and setup. And this comes with the guitar when it's shipped, that nice summary. Here you can also see the lovely Desert Burst flamed maple top, gold hardware throughout. The nice binding work along the edge of the guitar. The electronics are fine. The switch for the pickup selector has no issues whatsoever. So there are these strap buttons. And looking at the action, you can tell it's excellent. Definitely due to setup. Now on the back there's a serial number which indicates the Cyan Korean build, and it's 2003 for June of 2023. And these were widely considered to be the peak of the Korean Epiphone era. They had much better quality control than the MIK runs from prior years. You can see the nice lovely inlays, the beautiful speed knobs. No issues at all with the volume and tone controls. They turn freely with no scratchiness or whatsoever. Here we see the back of the guitar and again taking a look at the binding work. And we got the QC sticker from Korea back during the day. Now obviously this guitar has seen, some wear and tear over 20 years, but it's relatively great shape. So let's take a look at the electronics. These are full-size pots. Notice that they are 500 k ohms, if you can see down in there, which is a very good resistance value for pots on electric guitars typically. I'm not able to tell if these are 4-conductor pickups. They may be 2-conductor, so I just thought I'd mention that. Take a look at the switch cover. Neither of these were foil lined, which I thought was interesting. Neither was the Westcreek either, though, for comparison. So anyway, that's just about it for the build quality. I didn't want to spend a long time on this, but we'll cover some more during final thoughts, where I try to sum up everything. All right. Hey everybody, thanks for making it this far in the video. Let me give you my final thoughts. So I really like this Epiphone Les Paul from 2003. It's got this beautiful flamed maple top. They call it a Desert Burst. The other thing I didn't mention very clearly in prior section of the video was the weight of this guitar. It's 8.0 pounds. 8.0. It is light for a Les Paul. In fact, I did some research using AI, and only about 5 to 10% of Epiphones made during this time period are even close to this weight area, and below 8 pounds is extremely rare, and this is right at 8.0 pounds. So if you like Les Pauls and can find one around this weight, I'd say grab it if you're into lighter woods. But I'm very happy with the weight of this guitar, the look of the guitar. This is much more expensive, I must say, than the Westcreek, right? You could probably buy 3 or 4 Westcreeks for the price of this guitar, but I think both guitars are great for different reasons. The Epiphone is a great collector's instrument. I mean, it's a piece of history, in my opinion. It's got warmer tone, I think, than the Westcreek right out of the box with the stock pickups, comparing both. I found the Westcreek to be a little more harsh, the tone a little more, not razor blade, but definitely more edgy. It's definitely a hotter output on the treble pickup. Both of the neck pickups were very similar in tone. I thought maybe a little bit more high end on the Westcreek. I do like the body carve on the Westcreek. It's a little easier, and the access to the upper frets is definitely better than this Les Paul and all the typical Gibson Les Pauls. But I like this guitar better for the Grovers, for instance, versus the stock tuners on the Westcreek. The inlay work is fabulous. This is apparently true mother of pearl inlays when I did the research on the Epiphones of this time frame in Korea. And guarantee you that's not the case on the Westcreek. They're not going to be true mother of pearl. If anyone has anything different on that, let me know. On either guitar, you're going to probably want to upgrade the pickups. There are a ton of options on doing that. Maybe I could make a video of just the 9 or 10 different pickup options you could go with. And many of them are going to give you a better tone. But this sounds really good from this time frame. Now, the Westcreek is a really good budget guitar for $219 or whatever it's going for now on Amazon. It's a fantastic beginner guitar. It's got that body carve. It has good sound, good materials, and for the price in the budget Les Paul area, this is pretty hard to beat. So I would seriously consider the Westcreek. And again, I have a video link for the shootout I did between this guitar and my PRS Custom 2408 that you can go back and watch, where I get into all the details for the Westcreek. And I didn't want to get into all of that in this video. Otherwise, it'd be 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. So I had to limit it somewhat, but go back and watch that video. It is one of my more popular videos actually on my channel. Again, I'm very happy to have found this guitar from Dr. T's Tone Factory out in California. So check him out on reverb.com and see what you think of his guitar lineup. You guys keep on rocking, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.